Hey guys, it's the WaltOnFootball.com After the Dark Show for December 29, 2024. We're going to be doing our final thoughts here for the Week 17 NFL picks against the spread for the 2024 NFL season. Before we get to the intros, please hit like, subscribe, comment below, share this video. Visit the link in the description for the merch store. I am wearing a dark blue Walter football t-shirt. That's right. I'm no longer wearing the Free Gruden shirt, which I wore on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. I finally changed clothes. It's a miracle. Actually happened, I think it was like earlier today. So it just goes to show how hectic things can be here with two kids under 3 years old. Well, in a few days, it won't be the case because my son's turning 3 in a few days. But you can get this shirt and other shirts at the Walter Football merch store. As you can see on the screen here, we have a lot of t-shirts, 25% off still, despite it being after Christmas. So you can still get a good deal. We have our new Pardon Me shirt where I'm surprised this hasn't been banned yet. There's a lot going on in this shirt. It's really like you just like look at the details. I'm really happy with how this turned out. So you can get this and the other shirts here. Also, please consider buying my books. Jerks to the College Years is the most recent one. You can go to Amazon, search it. This is a book about where I just made fun of people I saw at college. I went to Penn State for 6 years. And so I ran into a lot of weird people. There's that book. There's how the 2020 MVP was stolen. So if you haven't heard the story, Brett Favre tried to sabotage Aaron Rodgers' 2020 MVP. So if you're a Packer fan or really any fan of football, I think you would be really interested to hear this expose that I wrote. Also, please consider super chats, super stickers. We had some great ones recently, John Sanders and Slew helping us out the most. Also, Can Make an Eagle, the Drove for Show, Jesse Cintron. After that, you guys have been so helpful with your contributions. Just really appreciate it because these YouTube ads pay nothing. I say this all the time, and it's true. And actually, come in about 5 days, these YouTube ads will really pay nothing because like right now they pay about like 60 to 80 cents a show, and like 5 days they'll pay like 5 cents a show because Q1 is coming. Q1 is January through March. And nothing there's no companies advertising, especially in January. That's like the worst. So you guys can help us out there. All right, we are joined by Tom Quacky T. Tom, how's it going? I haven't seen you in 2 weeks. How was your week 15 and 16?
Oh, it was decent from what I recall. I had a great holiday season actually, and hello to the whole Walter football family. Thanks everyone for joining. But I had a long drive, so I'm a little out of it. So the nonsense might be a little extra, more than it usually is when I'm on the show. But I'm glad to be here. But hey, Walt, I've got a question for you. What do you think the odds are? Okay, bet Michael Penix Jr. to be the Super Bowl MVP. I think you should give it a shot, man.
Why? What is this?
What if something crazy happened, man? It was probably like 500 to 1.
That's not going to happen.
Throw $1 on it. Just throw $1 on it for me.
Yeah, I don't. I'm not going to do that. I'd rather
Would you sooner take?
Would
you sooner take Penix Jr. or Lil Jordan Humphrey?
I don't know. Our guy Marvin Mims has been great. We had all of his Rainmaker cards. They got deleted. Actually, that's not true. I saved them onto one of my wallets. So it's just it's sitting there. It's not doing anything. It's gonna be sitting there forever. Not winning me any money. The joke was like we used to open up Rainmaker packs on Wednesdays with Kenny. And for some reason, I would always get Marvin Mims in my packs. Like I had a Rainmaker version of Marvin Mims, which like if you had a Rainmaker version of Patrick Mahomes, it's like $10,000. The Rainmaker version of Marvin Mims is like $100, but still, I had it, and I was like, what is this? He sucks. Like he did nothing last year, and like now he's great, but I can't use the card to make money. It just sucks. But anyway, no, I would rather bet anyone, any other quarterback than Michael Penix. I feel like even if the Falcons win the Super Bowl, there's a chance that he's not even MVP. Like on the off chance that they may not even make the playoffs. So I'd rather do anything else with this dollar, like literally anything else. I think
donate it towards the McDonald's play places. Comeback.
Yeah, seriously, they need play places and restaurants to come back. My wife and I took my kids to Chick-fil-A. It was like a week ago, and they had no play place, but neither does anything else anymore. And my son just like ran circles around the whole restaurant like crazy. He was like a madman. And I was trying to like get him to leave too, just like I couldn't catch him, just because like I'm old and fat and slow now. I just can't do it. He just like outruns me. So yeah, these places will tire him out. I don't know why they don't have him anymore. It's just it sucks.
I thought that Chick-fil-A I mean, I don't really go to Chick-fil-A. I have, and I'm here to say, like, it's not that I dislike it, but it's terribly overrated.
Oh, I don't think so. I think it's the best fast food.
I mean, I just don't understand why people like line up around the block for it. It's not that good. Like, it's all right, but I would never like. I can't even tell you the last time I went there.
I think it's the best fast food. In my opinion.
Have you ever had Culver's?
What?
Culver's.
I don't. That sounds made up.
Oh,
I don't know.
Yeah. You for those of you out there in the Walter football world, if you know Culver's, back me up here, man. You know, it's really Culver's is where it's at.
All right. Well, of any fast food restaurant that's like readily available to most people, I don't know what this Culver's thing is. Like you could be making it up right now for all I know. But
come visit me one of these days. I'll take you to Culver's.
Well, like I said, readily available. I mean, just take a trip down to Florida with 2 kids to go to this restaurant,
and then you fly back the same day.
Yes,
I'll mail some to you. I'll mail some to you.
That's exactly what I'm gonna do.
It's good though for anyone.
Yeah.
Oh, who?
We had some questions here. Futures are cashing, Walt. Not the ending to the day we wanted, Walt. Yeah, it was nice to cash the Patriots on there today. Yeah, and then as Cinder says, how do we feel about Ravens and Texans futures? Texans play the Titans. They could still win. I don't know if they're going to play their starters, but they could still win. So, and then the Ravens are not going to lose to the Browns with Dorian Thompson-Robinson, unless like the Browns suddenly like switch to Jameis Winston. I don't think it's going to happen, but maybe you could try to hedge somehow. It's going to be tough. The money line is going to be high, but you could try to make some of your money back, I guess. So that's what I would try to do, but we'll see. We'll try to come up with something next week. Once the lines are out. The lines aren't out yet. Quacky looks cleaned up. Must be Archie's doing.
Oh yeah, that's right. So, yeah, I just got off my part-time job at the Olive Garden.
Mm-hmm.
Too, based on my attire here. I haven't been there in a long time. There's another good place. I'd probably go to Olive Garden over Culver's, but that's not Olive Garden isn't fast food.
Yeah, their breadsticks are good, but that's
yeah.
I mean
that's about it. Well, you don't. That's fine.
It's good. Super mediocre Italian food.
Yeah, but how much do you? I mean, it's a lot of food though for the price. I feel like.
Yeah, it's not bad. I'll gladly eat there, but like I have a low standard, so it doesn't.
I'd be thrilled if someone took me to Olive Garden. Thrilled.
No, I would too. I like with 2 kids under 3. I don't get to go to restaurants anymore. I haven't been to a real restaurant in years, so I would love to go.
Well, come on, that's all the more reason for you to come down, and I'll take you to Culver's.
Yeah, I either have to take 2 kids on the plane, or endure my wife's wrath as I leave her with 2 kids alone.
No, come on, come over. One day, we'll do Culver's for lunch and Olive Garden for dinner, and send you on your way, man.
It sounds wonderful, but it's not going to happen for a while. My bets for the rest of the week are Cowboys plus 10.5. Interesting. The line's now 7, so you definitely got the good number there. Colts -7, Packers money lines -3. Good job getting the lines -3 because I'm seeing 3.5s out there. Yeah, I love the Packers, love the Lions. We'll get to those games. Patrick says, just finished new season of Squid Games. Unfortunately, the last episode is awful. Okay, I could not believe what I was watching last 25 to 30 minutes of the finale. I don't want to ask for spoilers.
Yeah.
Is it, Patrick, is it like woke nonsense, or is it just like bad plot stuff, or like what without spoiling it, can you let us know like why it was so bad?
Here's what I think. I really liked the first season, but I still found it to be overrated. I did really like it though, and I just kind of thought, I don't know, once I knew at the end of the first season they're going to make a second season, I already had the feeling that wasn't going to be as good. It just doesn't feel like it. But I hope I'm wrong, because I'd like to check it out, but I'm afraid to, because I think it's going to suck. If I'm being candid.
I mean, I thought it was really good. Alice in Borderland is better. It's the same type of thing. It's an Asian show. It's Japanese, but not South Korean. But it's basically like play games or die sort of thing. But the games are cooler, the environment's cooler. The acting is not as good as the only like downside, but I thought Alice in Borderland was really good, and most people haven't seen it in comparison to Squid Game. So if you're into that sort of thing, and it sounds like you liked it but didn't love it, I think Alice in Borderland should try. I thought it was great, and they had a second season. The second season I thought ended perfectly. Like if I don't, it sounds like they're gonna make a third season, but if they didn't, like the ending of season 2 just was, I thought could just ended the whole series there and just would have been great. Which like normally you don't say that of TV shows. Like normally you're like disappointed with the ending, but
I remember you told me about Alice in Borderlands, but at the time you told me I didn't have Netflix, and then I think by the time I got Netflix, it wasn't on there again. Because I do recall you telling me that someone else was, what's it called, Parasite? I think it's
Parasite. Yeah,
yeah, I heard that's really great.
that's good. Yeah,
but you just think it was good.
I'm not super into movies as much as TV shows because like once you watch it, it's over. Whereas like TV shows, you can like you watch an episode or two and you think about it, and then you come back. I just like the continuing aspect of it, and I think it's I think it's very difficult to develop character arcs in like a 2-hour movie. Like yeah, it can be done, but it's so hard to do it for multiple characters. And I would compare it to Lost, which like went 6 seasons, and like 3 of the seasons were like 23 episodes. But the character development in Lost is just like unparalleled. It could never be done in a movie that's 2 or even 3 hours. So that's why I just like TV shows better.
And that's a fair point, but that's why you should be like me and watch the same movies 100 times over. Right. I recommend it to anybody.
Yeah, just
watching the same movie 100 times a day keeps the doctor away, or what's the saying? No, I do. That's actually one. I think everyone does that to some extent, but I do it too. It's almost obscene.
So what? Watching the same thing over?
Yeah, I do that a lot. I do that with music too.
I generally don't do that actually.
Really.
If I rewatch something, it'll be like a decade later, and I'll just like, and usually it'll be with someone new that I watch it with. Like I rewatched Lost with my wife, you know, just to like see her reactions to it, stuff like that. So that's usually how I do it.
Well, for me, like it's kind of like I'll fall asleep to it. Like for example, this is one of many I've watched. The Fire Festival documentary. I've probably seen that. I'm not joking. At least 100 times.
Why though?
Well, because I don't know. Like it's just like there's something like I thought it was a very interesting story and a very interesting documentary. First off, but like I don't know. They're like for whatever reason, just like many of these movies do for me or shows do for me, and I think many people can attest. Like there's something like comfortable about it. It's like an old friend or something. You're familiar with it, and you feel like. It's gonna sound strange, but like safer around it or something. Like I don't know, it's like comforting. But like I probably watched it like, you know, I've done that with plenty of movies where I'll fall asleep to the same movie like every night for 3 months.
See, to me, it's like there's so much good content out there that I just feel like I'm missing out on stuff, and I want to watch as much new stuff as possible. And like there's so many things I haven't watched yet that I want to watch. So I just can't do that because like I don't know, it just like feels like time's limited here.
Okay, and that's a fair point. I guess like for me, like if I really enjoy something, I want to share that with other people, and I want to be so well versed in it that I can like explain to them like why it's so like why I think it's so great. I want them to enjoy it on the same level that I do. So I think it has something to do with that too. So.
I feel the same way to that. Well, not being super well versed, but like I like if I watched a great show or something. I want to watch it again with someone, you know, like I watched Game of Thrones the first time on my own. And then we did a watch party with my friends the second time. And then I rewatched it again because I did the podcast with Kenny. Like generally, like if I rewatch something, it's for a purpose or because I'm watching it with someone new, as opposed to like just watching it on my own. It feels like I'm just like going like repeating myself, you know, just seems redundant.
Yeah.
And just like let me watch something new because like maybe I'll stumble upon like something great, and then like I could share that with other people. It just feels like just like the more things you watch, like the more I mean, like if you're gonna use like that to be like well versed and stuff, like the more stuff you watch, like the more you can talk to about people. Like, hey, I saw this show and this show and this show. Like, you know, you can talk to them more about stuff.
Yeah. And, you know, of course, like I am like that, though, like where I'm hesitant to like try new things. But obviously I do because I find new documentaries to do that with, too. And then I'll get latched onto one of those. but it's like, I don't know, it's like a weird cycle.
Mhm.
But anyhow, I don't know. People are probably going to start pelting virtual vegetables at me here soon if we don't get into the game. So,
Well, we have a few comments before we get to that.
okay.
Feathers will be flying at New Year's Eve duck party. We probably won't see them a month after that.
Yeah.
Well, we'll have a New Year's Eve celebration here on the show. I don't know if Evan's gonna be joining us that night. So Tuesday night, he probably has plans. I don't know. I don't want to like force him into doing the show. Not that I can anyway, but no, but I like guest or not, I will be on the air because otherwise, like, my wife's in bed by 10 anyway, and so I have no plans regardless. So I'll be here.
Hey, if you don't have a guest, let me know.
Okay.
Because
right,
I don't,
nice.
I'm not. I mean, I don't plan on being invited anywhere, nor do I leave the house on New Year's Eve.
Well, that's another stat. Talk about overrated. Going out on New Year's Eve.
Oh yeah,
it's a disaster. Like I remember one New Year's Eve in 2010. I was at Parks Casino, which is a casino like right around the corner from my house, and my friends and I were just like, we're in line to get a drink for 40 minutes, and we didn't get one. It was it was so stupid. We're like, what are we doing here? Let's just go to a bar. So we ended up going to like some bars, like some like rundown bar, and it was okay. It was an okay time, but I don't know. It's just like it's such an overrated night. Like everything's expensive. Too many people out.
You're probably all sweaty and stuff because you're trying to shift through people as you walk. And
yeah. Before I had kids, we'd have parties here, but that's not possible anymore. So just like and my wife goes to bed super early. So like I say 10, like 10 is like super late for her. She's usually in bed by like 9. So
it's probably like $17 a beer too. You know,
like, terrible. That's
like, why am I here? Just to say I was here? That's like let me tell you something. One time I knew this girl who told me she was bragging to me about how she was like, last year I went to Times Square for New Year's Eve, and I was like, that sounds like it sucks.
Yeah,
that sounds like it freaking sucks. People go down there and wear diapers and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Why would you do that to yourself? Oh, and it's freezing, by the way.
Yeah,
and you're gonna why? So you can tell. I mean, I guess I'm being unfair. If you're someone that would enjoy that, I'm not like hating on that, but it's just like that doesn't sound like any fun. Like what? Why? Because like, and why do they wear the diapers? Because they can't lose their space down there.
Yeah,
you know, because like they do, someone else is going to move in. No one's going to let them back in.
Yeah, it's the Instagram clout. They're like, oh, I'm here in Times Square.
Yeah. I mean, that more than ever. But even before the existence of social media, people did that, and I just don't. I mean, I guess it's cool to say like you've had experiences, but like. It's just more like to say you like did it is cool to say, I guess, but that would be so torturous to me. That entire ordeal, because like you probably have to get there really early. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're going to be standing for like at least like 15 hours or something, probably.
Yeah, it's awful. I can't even stand for like an hour. My back's so bad. That'd be horrible.
I just have no desire to do that. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm a Quacky Chick-fil-A's and that good outside of chicken minis and milkshake.
Yeah.
I like the spicy chicken sandwich, but the Southwest salad is really good too. I like the fries as well. Their macaroni and cheese is awesome too. It's so good. Bagley says, got bit by the injury bug. The worst time, need to start Kendry Miller, Rico Dowdle, or Isaac Orendo at running back, and Adam Thielen, Jacoby Myers, Jawad Jennings, or Michael Pittman at receiver. Well, I will not start Gorendo against Detroit's run defense, and San Francisco's offensive line is a disaster.
Start Yankee Dowdle, Dandy.
I don't know. I mean, the Raiders like matchup is much better. I would start Kendry Miller with Alvin Kamara out. I would start Miller at receiver. I would go with Thielen. I think. Yeah, I would go Thielen. It's close to Thielen and Pittman. I like both. I would go Thielen, but those are some good options. But you should be fine at receiver. Running back, though, different story. I'm signing with Walt on this one. My pleasure.
A fellow Chick-fil-A and
yes. It's great. I love it. And the only thing that sucks at Chick-fil-A is they're closed on Sunday.
I was gonna say let's go right now, but they're not going to be open.
Not now.
I gotta wait 48 hours.
Yeah, it sucks. I'm glad. Cassandra says I'm glad McDonald's play places are gone. It's just a tool to lure children into eating their garbage, quote unquote, food. Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I lived on McDonald's when I was a kid.
Yeah, right. I'm about to order some right and eat it here on the Walter Football Show.
You should.
While I watch Super Size Me on the background.
Nice.
Yeah, that's what people always said. Remember Super Size Me? R.I.P. to Morgan Spurlock. He recently passed away, the creator of that documentary. Everyone remembers that. It came out in like 2004. And everyone was always saying like, oh, you'll never eat at McDonald's ever again after watching that. I remember I watched it with my cousin, and as soon as it was over, my cousin looks at me and he's like, huh, kind of want to go to McD's right now.
Man.
Yeah, man. No, I mean, it's bad for you, but every now and then, it's okay to, like, remember that guy on there, Don Gorski, ate like 3 Big Macs a day. He's eating like 20,000 Big Macs.
Yeah. No, I lost my passion for McDonald's when they stopped the all day breakfast. So I love Egg McMuffins. Like I could eat them anytime, and like now it doesn't even like breakfast ends at 10:30, not even 11. Like there's one day I was heading back from my dentist's office. It was like 10:50. I was like driving so fast to get to McDonald's. So I'm never up early. And so I was like, I can get Egg McMuffins. It's gonna be great. And I was like weaving in and out of traffic, like running red lights almost, and I was like even trying to go on the app to order, and I couldn't find breakfast on the app, and I was just like, I got there at like 10:59, and I like went into the drive-thru, like I want 4 Egg muffins, and then like the guy was like, we don't have them anymore. And I was like, what? And he's like, it ends 10:30. I was like, what? Like why?
Yeah, I think 10:30 is a little bit too early to serve lunch, but every now and then. Maybe like once a year, I'm like, 10:45. I'm ready for a double cheeseburger, extra pickle, extra onion.
Onions, disgusting.
No, not the McDonald's onions are good.
It's disgusting. I was about to say, like, what kind of psychopath eats lunch at 10:30? That's why I was just about to say that.
Well, I did say like once a year. A year. Yeah, right. Probably more like once a week. Let's keep it moving.
Yeah. You did say 10:45 to be honest.
Yeah. So I'm halfway home there.
Cheese curds for the win. Culver's is a classic McDonald's.
Oh yeah.
So I guess it's not made up. All right, Patrick says bad plot. There were some fun new characters and overall really dug the season, but the ending was so bad. I'm not looking forward to season 3 after the ending. Well, I guess you're saying there will be a season 3 for sure. I will also say there's a completely pointless B plot. They don't weave together with the main story at all. Such a shame. I really like new characters, but the ending has 30 plus things wrong. Okay, well, I look forward to watching it. I still look forward to watching it. I mean, he says he dug the season, so if you just take that away, it should be fine. Like like Seinfeld had a terrible ending, but still like to watch it. So I look forward to it.
You didn't like the last episode of Seinfeld?
No one did. I mean, it's known as a horrible. It's known as a horrible finale. In fact, like Kirby Enthusiasm did a redo of the final episode of Seinfeld. Like that's why it was so bad. Or like that like so many people said it was so bad that they had to do it.
I remember. Well, I guess I was only like 9 years old when it happened, but I liked it. But I don't think I've seen it since then. How old was I? Maybe 10 or 11.
I remember being in high school, I think. So yeah, I guess that's right.
Maybe I was middle school, like 7th grade.
Yeah,
I remember it being good. Really, people didn't like it. Wow, I feel
it's infamously bad.
I'm embarrassed now. I've just Walter. Now look what I've done. I've made a fool out of myself on the internet.
Yeah, I didn't. So like, I didn't hate it. I didn't like it very much. It was kind of like it was underwhelming. It was like almost a clip show. It was bad. All right, Cassandra says ended up being down this week on just one team: Kenneth Walker, David Njoku, Tony Pollard, Chuba Hubbard, CeeDee Lamb. Man, that's pretty rough. All those guys are out. And good thing you didn't have Tua as well because he's out as well. Also would rather roll $1 up and smoke it. Yes.
Oh, then put the dollar on the Michael Penix Jr. Yes. Yeah, right.
Yeah. Pollard, Hubbard, and Waddle. Yeah, for me. Okay, yeah. Olave. Olave's not back here. He said he's out. Let's see here. Also started Fairbairn. Yeah. No Quacky. You're being totally fair, being kind. Maybe.
How about the New Year's Eve thing?
Yeah. Okay. So Roger says just talk to a friend. Told them if the title game is Ohio State Notre Dame, people need to get off Indiana. All teams would have lost on the road to those two. We'll see. Actually, just posted my college picks for the second round of the playoffs like about an hour ago, so you can see that now. Patrick says insert meme of Predator handshake with documentaries is one arm and WNBA with another arm, and the top saying Quacky attempting to make Walt watching something he doesn't want to. Yeah, that's true. That's definitely true.
Next season, man, it'll be your year to really check out the WNBA.
Yeah, I don't think
no,
so.
You will. You'll be glad. You'll be glad.
No, I won't. But that's Baggett says he usually eat lunch close to 10:30 p.m. Yeah, yes, me too. Me too. And then who offers cheapest tickets tomorrow? Titans, the Jags, Raiders, the Saints, Colts, the Giants. Prices from high to low are 22, 19, 13. Let's guess these. I think I feel like the Saints usually get a good crowd no matter what. I'll say the Saints are 22. The Jags got to be 13, right? I would say Raiders. Saints at 22, Giants at 19, Jags at 13. But that's just a guess. Although the North Jersey, New York can be expensive, so maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
I'll say New Orleans is the 13. Giants are 22.
Okay. All right. Well, Slew, you can tell us. Kicking absolutely sucks this year. Yeah.
Oh, Ron, I like this comment. I agree. I feel that way too.
Yeah.
I had a feeling that York was going to miss that one. That's exactly what I thought when I read that. I felt that way too.
Yeah, it's supposed to be thunderstorms, Jacksonville. Yeah. I saw some potential thunderstorms in the area as well. I flipped 19 to 13. I said Saints are 22. Okay, Jags 19, Giants 13. Interesting. Okay. Interesting.
Well, let's get right into it. I like those New York Giants, Walt.
Yeah, the Colts at the Giants. Really? Okay, so I would love for you to tell me why you like the Giants. So the Giants they're tanking. So
yeah,
they're trying to lose on purpose. So they're not going to win. So they have to lose by 1-7 here. So tell us why.
No, I hate this Colts team. I hate them. I haven't placed a wager on an NFL game since that Battle of the Horses.
That's good. Well, it's karma.
Yeah, the Colts burn me. I'm not going to let them. They're not going to burn me this time. I can eat my revenge. I'm taking the Giants. I hate this Colts team. They're on the no bet list for me. So,
but what? I mean, I feel like the Giants should be on the no bet list too. Like, are you actually betting the Giants?
Giants? No.
Are you actually betting the Giants, or are you just
no?
Okay. All right.
But I'd pick them. I would take them.
Okay. I would take them as well. I wouldn't bet this game because you're either laying 7.5 with Joe Flacco on a team that hasn't won by more than 8 this year, or you're taking a team that's intentionally losing by playing worse quarterbacks because they benched Daniel Jones, of course, in favor of DeVito. Now it's Drew Lock, who threw two pick sixes last week. So yeah, I couldn't play either side, and it's a shame because this whole Sunday slate is just a disaster. There's so many bad games, and it's because they moved all the good games onto Christmas or Saturday. They just left us with nothing on Sunday except for Packers Vikings. That's it. So it's just it's not appealing at all. Like this 1:00 slate is so bad. You know how Scott Hansen says it's the witching hour. I feel like this is the first time he's not going to say that because it's he's gonna be like, let's let's move on.
Almost all these games do suck. You ain't lying.
No, they're horrible. Yeah, except for take Packers Vikings off. This slate is the worst Sunday slate of all time. In fact, it still might be even with that game.
Nice. Well, let's make the most of it here, man. Let's bet the ranch on the Giants and see where it takes us.
Do not bet the Giants.
Yeah, this is not financial advice or an endorsement of any kind.
No.
I would take the Giants though here for fun.
For fun, yeah. Although it's not very fun. Remember
that 2-point conversion they ran against the Steelers? What the hell is that? That's what I knew. It's don't.
Yeah, it's
both of these teams are on the no bet list. Actually, I forgot about that.
I don't think the Colts are on the no bet list, but they covered last week. they're an average team. Like they had bad luck against Denver. They should have covered. They play that game 10 times. I think they cover at least 6 times. And like they would have covered 10 out of 10 against Tennessee based on how poorly Tennessee played last week. I just feel like I don't think like one result should kind of like move you off the team. Not that we're gonna see this team much more, but
no, not after what they did to me. I can't do it. That was the worst beat I ever took.
It was a bad beat.
That was maybe one of the worst beats I ever took.
Well,
the battle, and in the Battle of the Horses, no less. Now I have to remember the Battle of the Horses for that. It's one of the most beloved rivalries in the history of the National Football League, Walter.
It's karma for you belittling that rivalry.
I'm the one that talked it up. What do you mean?
No, you're like, oh, this is Battle of the Horses. You didn't like mention the players. Like you're like, oh, it's a battle between 2 horses. It's actually like 53 dudes against 53 dudes.
I love when they're like, oh, there's an injured Bronco on the field. Like you look down, there's like a horse laying there. It's like, or like the Chicago game, like, oh, an injured bear on the play. It's like you look down.
They do have someone riding a horse, right? Like what if no, it'd be sad, but like what if the horse like actually got hurt and be like, yeah, there's actually an injured Bronco on the field.
Yeah.
So,
like a mounted police officer on the field or something.
Right. For player props in this game, Michael Pittman Jr. This prop makes no sense. 41.5. He's gone over that in 4 of the last 5 games, and that was with Richardson. I feel like Flacco will have him like just like it should go over this in like the first half. I feel like, and I laddered this as well. So I have I Pittman 60 plus at plus 205, and I also have Pittman 80 plus at plus 480. So hope that hits. That'd be nice, especially after we got burned by Kyren Williams tonight. And we also got burned by Sutton in overtime. We needed 12 receiving yards to hit our same game parlay in the middle game. So that kind of sucks. Spears or Ridley? Thanks for the thank you, Alpha Omega. I would go Spears. Pollard's out, and this is an easy match. We'll get to it in a second, but Jacksonville sucks against the run, so I'd go Spears. And it's nice that Spears is so game flow proof because if they're ahead, they'll run with him. If they're behind, they'll just throw passes to him. So he's a great option.
Spears, you mean what? Brittany here?
What did you say?
Spears, he means Brittany.
Oh, yes. Then who's Ridley? Brittany Spears or Calvin Ridley?
Ridley. Ridley from Alien.
Right. I'll take Britney Spears. Oh
my god!
I lost my eliminator early because Colts can beat Malik Willis.
Oh, that's right. Who don't go against my mighty Green Bay Packers, who we'll get into later. Yeah, I love the Packers in that game. Sorry, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to rub it in. Sorry about your eliminator.
Yeah, we had the Packers for a big play in that game. The Colts really burned me too with that Bronco game. Yeah, same. It's horrible.
Yeah, that one hurt. That one really hurt.
And something tells me the Colts could make the playoffs. Just some weird thing. Yeah, it could happen. I mean, they're ahead of the pecking order, ahead of the Bengals. So, yeah. If it was sunny, I'd like Spears over 33 receiving, Okonkwo over 42, Rudolph over 220, Jones over 210, Thomas over 6.5 receptions, 20-1. Yeah, I don't know what the weather is. Let me check real fast. But I mean, those are it feels like those should be able to hit in that game. And I think someone mentioned that there are going to be thunderstorms. So it's projected to be likely rain showers, 19-mile-an-hour winds. That's increased since I last looked. So the wind games, by the way, projected 20-mile-an-hour winds in Buffalo, 19-mile-an-hour winds in Jacksonville, and 20-mile-an-hour winds in Cleveland. So you might want to avoid those games in fantasy and DFS. Unless you're like playing the running game or defense. So. And also consider the under on all those games. Colts are still alive, but the Broncos lost. Yeah, Colts are still alive. Yeah. They need to. I don't know if they're. Yeah. So for the Colts, they need to win these next 2 games, and they need the Broncos to lose, and that's it. That's all they need. So it could definitely happen. I'd sure rather bet Flacco than instead of AR5. Yeah, me too. Yeah, same. Trust me, in the Battle of the Horses, the players aren't really a factor.
Well, Chris Horse, you would know. Thanks, Chris.
Ridley from Metroid. Yes.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Isn't the problem this game Taylor over 100 yards rushing? It could be. The Giants have been better against the run lately. That's my worry, and also that is a high number. Like Taylor typically doesn't get to 100 yards rushing. Like obviously he did last week. It's 210, but like and also like he Taylor's running ability actually gets worse if Richardson's off the field. That it helps with his touchdowns, but teams can play the run better when Richardson's not there, because they have to worry about Richardson running. So it's not like a slam dunk. I would look if the prop was like 99.5, would I take over under? I would take the over. But I don't think it's just like a slam dunk. So if I were doing a same game parlay, I think this would be one of the legs. But I just like Pittman much more, and I like Downs much more as well. Like both those guys, and I actually like Alec Pierce over as well too. I would play all the receivers here.
Yeah, you know what I did? The Battle of the Horses game. I bet will Jonathan Taylor drop the ball before crossing the plane? Yes. And I won a huge bet. I retired actually. Freaking dumbass! How can you do that?
That's
I'm really upset about that. How could you do that, man?
Yeah,
what a freaking joke, man. I'm done with the Colts. I'm done with them. I hope they lose every game. I hope they lose this game and next week.
And then and then he redeems himself next week, and like no one's on him. That was tilting. Like I had in my DraftKings lineup, I played 3 running backs that are all going off. Like I had Gibbs, Connor, and Saquon Barkley. And then like Barkley stopped running after Hurts got injured, and then Connor got injured, and Gibbs still did well. But then like in the second half, like it was Taylor just going off, and I felt like so tilted because I didn't have Taylor, even though like it looked like I had the nuts with the 3 running backs. But anyway, so you said you retired. I suppose that's why you were off last week. You were just like buying an island or something.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh, yeah. God. Anyhow, let's move on here.
Under 39 on Jags Titans. What do I have? I'm so bad with totals. I have the under as well. So I have 20-17. We'll get to that game in a second. Raiders at Saints is next. Raiders are favored by it says 1.5. It's going to 2. I was hoping for more injury luck with the Saints here because they're coming off that shutout loss, 34-0 on Monday Night Football, and the Raiders are coming off a win. And generally, you want to fade bad teams coming off wins because they have trouble to sustain success. But the Saints, like, not only are they not getting anyone back, well, maybe Marcus Valdes-Scantling, but like Chris Olave is still going to be out, Alvin Kamara is still going to be out, Derek Carr is still going to be out. But they also lost their 2 interior linemen, Eric McCoy and their guard. Their guard. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. Let me look this up. But anyway, Eric McCoy is one of the best centers in the NFL. So just not having him is just a disaster for them. Lucas Patrick is the other guy. So they have cluster injuries in the interior of the offensive line, which is not ideal. So I still have trouble landing on the Raiders, just because like there's again bad team coming to win, but the Saints are so banged up that it's hard to take them as well. I like for fun, as you said, I would take the Saints, but this is not a game I'm betting. So what do you think about this one?
I like the Saints too. As start Spencer Rattler and Marquez Valdes-Scantling on your fantasy team. Because those 2 are finally going to be there and they're going to go off. I'm not ready to give up. I just like the Saints as home underdogs here against the Raiders. Come on. Raiders are intergalactic here. Give me the.
Do you want to explain that it means?
Oh, yeah. Intergalactic means when you're interconference on the road and in a different time zone. So they're intergalactic here. And I don't know. Saints played a good game at home against I guess the Washington hockey club kind of folded, but they played a good game against Washington. I just like them here, especially as home underdogs, even if it's only 1 or 1.5 or 2. But
I would counter by saying they did not play a good game against Washington. I think it was every single third down. Like the Redskins should have been off the field. It was like penalty, illegal contact, penalty, hands to the face, penalty, roughing the passer. Like they gave the Saints all the free points. McLaurin dropped the touchdown. Daniels had McLaurin for an open touchdown. He missed them. They missed a field goal. And then the last touchdown shouldn't have happened according to the NFL. They said that it shouldn't have happened. So I don't think they played well against Washington. I think Washington just like they had a 17-0 lead and they just like fell asleep.
It's gonna be Rattlers coming out party.
Don't start Rattler on your fantasy team, please. Don't. Do not do it. Don't play him DFS. Don't do it. He's so bad.
What if he went off now?
He's so bad. Yeah, Madison over 46. So they didn't have any props posted for this when I did it on Friday. That makes sense. Yeah, Madison makes sense at 46. So for the Raiders, if they're ahead, they run with Madison. If they're behind, they have Abdullah to catch passes out of the backfield. So if you think the Raiders are going to win this game, then Madison over 46 makes a lot of sense. The Saints suck against the run, so I like it. But if you think that there's a decent chance the Saints win this game, then you might want to avoid this. I wouldn't go under, but that's where I stand on this. So I think more likely than not this is going to hit. And then Luke says, given that there are 6 early window games, I'm pretty happy to pretend that the Raiders and Titans games do not exist. I'll just watch the other 4. Thanks. Well, some of the other 4 are terrible too. So like you have Colts and Giants. Like, is that a good game? Like Eagles and Cowboys with no Jalen Hurts and no CD Lamb. Is that a good game? You have Bills Jets, which like 20-mile-an-hour winds in torrential downpour. Like, is that gonna be a good game? No. What's the other one? What's the other early game? It's let's see.
The Falcons and the Commanders.
No, that's 8:00.
Whoops.
What? Yeah, Panthers Bucks. That's your best early game, I guess. Good man. Yeah, he says he has money. Yeah, look, as long as you have money on stuff, it's interesting. I'll say this: that like I used to never watch golf. I was like, this is so boring, and then I started betting it, and like I say this: like if you have money on a golfer, it's like the most exciting thing in the world. Like every shot, seriously, every shot means something. Like you're on like pins and needles all the time, like looking at like other guys, like checking the odds. Like it's crazy, dude. It's night and day.
It really is. You got me into it a little bit. It's the Go Girl slate. Yes, it is.
Right.
Chris
Shout out to Jacob. Hopefully he comes on the show at some point. Bagger says, "Hey, now some of the other games carry a lot of draft order implications." That's true. Yeah, I mean they are somewhat significant. They're just bad games. But yeah. Anyway, let's go to another Go Girl game. Titans at Jaguars. This line is pick'em. I think of like the 4 teams we just talked about: Raiders, Saints, Titans, Jaguars. I think the Titans are the best team of the 4. Not that that's saying much, but I think they are. I like their defense despite what we saw last week. I think last week was just like Jonathan Taylor deciding that he was just going to have the best game of his career just because he thoroughly embarrassed himself in that game. And so I thought that like it made sense in hindsight that like, yeah, Taylor would go off. But that's why I kind of like Devontae Smith this week in fantasy and DFS. Unfortunately, Pickett's throwing to him, but still, I think that like Taylor just went off, and I feel like Tennessee allowing 200 plus yards to a running back. I think they're going to be playing for pride a little bit here, even though this game means nothing. And Jacksonville on the other side, they're going to be missing their left tackle Walker Little, so. They're already down. Their original starting left tackle, Cam Robinson, because they traded him. Now they're down their backup left tackle, who's actually pretty good too. So I think Tennessee has a good matchup here with their defense against Mac Jones. I think Mac Jones is a disaster. Not that Mason Rudolph's any good, but I trust Rudolph more than Mac Jones. For the prop, I like Chiggy Bang Bang Okonkwo over 37.5 receiving yards. He's caught 17 of his 21 targets in the past 2 weeks. And Jacksonville's awful against tight ends. So Chiggy Bang Bang is the way to go here. So what are your thoughts on this game?
Oh my God. I don't even want to. I don't know. I guess give me the Jags. I wouldn't touch this game with a 30-foot pole, man. Really? I don't know. The Jags seem like they've been trying. I don't think Mac Jones is a complete disaster. I mean, he sucks.
Oh, he's awful. He's awful. He's so bad.
Who would you take, Jones or Rattler?
I would take Jones.
Wow. Wow, you think Rattler's that bad, huh?
Jones was the 1st-round pick. Rattler was the 5th-round pick.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see
What
happens.
Here's the ultimate question: what is Jacksonville good versus? Nothing.
Yeah,
They're
I
literally
don't
good
know.
against
I guess I'd
nothing.
take the Jags here. I really have no analysis for these crappy games. I'm sorry, but really, I mean,
Yeah, I can't name one thing Jacksonville's good against. They're bad against outside receivers. They're bad against the slot. But they are worse against tight ends than the other things. Tight ends and running backs, they are the worst against those. So, yeah, we have swimming pools. So what's the Jacksonville swimming pool? At least you have that. That's nice. FanDuel early window money line parlay: Eagles, Colts, Saints, Bills, Titans, Bucks plus 869. I would probably I would take out the Saints and Titans. Maybe not Titans. I would take out the Saints. I just feel like you can't put them in. Like what if you win everything but Saints? Take out Saints and like put in Packers, so you can hedge or middle in the 4 o'clock window. I would do that. By the way, I have a money line live parlay going. I have an 11 team money line parlay that's live right now. I'm kind of sad I didn't post it on the site, but I'm going to read you what I have so far.
let's hear it.
All right, this is open. So I had Chiefs money line win, Ravens money line win, Seahawks money line win, barely. Chargers money line win, Rams money line win. So 5 out of the 11 have won already.
Okay.
So the remaining money line sides are Eagles, Colts, Buccaneers, Dolphins, which looks worse now that Tua's out, Packers, and Lions. So this is $100 to win $5,400. So it'd be nice to do that, but I don't. Man, the Dolphins. I wish I could take them out.
Maybe you can get a cash out.
I can cash out right now for $269.
Oh,
100
well, I mean,
269. I don't know. I'd rather just roll with it. Unless
deal
you guys
or no deal.
Unless
sort
you
of
guys,
situation here.
well, at least in that you can improve your odds by switching the cases. But like here, I can't like switch teams. I wish I could switch Dolphins with something, but I can't. So I don't have that advantage.
They should design a parlay like that where you can do that later.
Yeah. It said cash out the winnings and put on the exact same parlay minus the Dolphins. But I already won 5 of the sides. Like it's not going to be as lucrative to cash a six side 16 parlay instead of an 11-team parlay.
Yeah. And then imagine the Dolphins come through. And one of the other teams doesn't,
I still think they win. And look, if I'm alive in the 4 o'clock window, I could just take the other side. I could bet the other side for like $500. You know what I mean?
Dude, this is what you do: cash it out now, and then bet Alec Ingold, like Slew said. Bet Alec Ingold anytime touchdown.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. It really is,
dude.
Yeah.
If that happens, you're gonna be kicking yourself. I'll be back on here next week. You'll be like, "Damn it, Quacky was right again about Ingold."
Actually, no, I think you are right about Ingold this time. I think he'll probably score. But I still expect the Dolphins to win, despite how poorly they played with their backups. The Browns are trying to lose on purpose. Like we know that. So I'm okay with it. I'm just not as excited as I was before.
Yeah.
Okay, if you're betting real currency, like actual U.S. legal tender on Mason Rudolph's actions, might be time to call that number. That's true.
That's good. That's good.
Well, look. I mean, real talk here. I think so. I've mentioned before how I have groups like assigned groups A through F. Group A being the elite teams, Group F being the worst of the worst. I have the 4 teams we just talked about: Saints, Raiders, Jaguars, Titans. I have 3 of them in Group F. The Titans I have in Group D. I think they are better than the other 3 teams, and I think it's because of their defense. Their defense is a step above all these other 3 defenses, and I mean that with the Raiders. I mean that with like Max Crosby out and Christian Wilkins out and Malcolm Kuntz out. If those 3 guys are still there, I think the Raiders will be in Group D, but they're not. So I think the Titans are better than the Jaguars, and they have revenge. The Jaguars beat them last time because Will Levis got hurt. And the Titans are coming off a bad, embarrassing performance. So I think they make sense. Like in a bad slate, I think a small bet on the Titans is not the worst thing. So I wouldn't bet this heavily. I would not bet this heavily, but a small bet I think is fine. Luke says also have the Dolphins a money line parlay. Would also love to get out of that bet, but it's not worth it. Yeah. Well, like I said, you can take the other side if you sense that the game's going against you. Like tonight, I actually hedged a little bit with the Cardinals plus 2.5. It didn't hit, but like, if I would have lost it, I could have won, and technically I could have like middled it, which would have been sweet. Yeah, 1-800. Yeah.
1-800-95 Jenny. Do you remember that, Jenny
Yeah,
Craig?
Jenny Craig. Yeah.
I can't believe you knew that. I was gonna feel really dumb if you didn't know that.
No, I knew some people who were on Jenny Craig.
Oh, really? Yeah,
Yeah,
that
it worked
number,
for them. It worked for them.
that number, that jingle, like I don't know why, it's 1-800-95 Jenny is on the commercials.
Well, they paid their advertising firm very well. If you
Yeah,
remember
yeah.
that
I mean,
so
I
long
never
ago,
used
so long
it
ago.
myself, but I remember
Well, yeah,
the
but like
jingle.
the fact that you remembered it, like the people who
Yeah.
are interested in losing weight, like they must have used it or they lost.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I mean, they did a good job. It's memorable. So someone who never used it, remember the jingle,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
maybe Roger Long knew it too. Just judging by the comment. Thanks for being here, Roger. How you doing?
yeah. Luke says Titans a better team. I could see myself playing them teased up in a parlay. Yeah, I mean,
I
yeah,
agree.
tease them up to 7.5. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Baltimore will destroy the yard is odds on Pittman props. Is that true? I haven't checked since I
You moved
posted
it,
it.
Walter. We're known to move the lines, especially when I'm on the show.
I wonder what it is now, really.
Yeah,
So
they hear me on here talking about Rattler and whatnot.
it was 41.5. It's 47.5 now. So it's still not high enough, but yeah. All right, let's get to the next game. It is Jets at the Bills. As we just said, the weather in this is going to be pretty bad. Torrential downpour, potentially 20-mile-an-hour winds. So it's going to be tough to back like the Bills at -10, just because it's probably going to be a low-scoring game. But then again, this does benefit the team that runs the ball better, and I think that's Buffalo, especially with Josh Allen. I feel like either James Cook or Ray Davis is going to have a big game. We just saw a couple of months ago, Ray Davis just exploded against the Jets when Cook was out. So it feels like the Bills should be able to move the ball on the ground well against them. The Jets also have a lot of injuries too. Devontae Adams is questionable. He barely practiced this week. Quinton Williams was out last week. He was limited all this week, but like who knows if he's going to play in a meaningless game. They're two of their corners, just Sauce Gardner and Michael Carter. They're very questionable as well. They barely practice. And then Morgan Moses, if he's out, they're going to be down the top 3 tackles. So the Jets are looking pretty rough. I liked them earlier in the week. We had a long argument here about like why the Bills may not play hard. Like I said, that they may take this game off. And I still think that might be the case, especially after seeing the Rams tonight. For the Bills just having that safety net of being able to win next week. But then again, they did show like a D- effort against the Patriots, so maybe they play harder this week. I don't know. Like gauging motivation is so difficult. So it's like sometimes it's easy, but like most of the time, I think it's very hard. So I'm not playing this game. I initially had like 3 units on the Jets, but this is a non-play for me. If I had to choose a side, it actually might be Buffalo at this point. But what do you think about this game?
Oh, I don't know. Sometimes in these inclement weather games, the bad team keeps it close, but I guess that's not always true. I'm kind of inclined to side with the Jets here, but I wouldn't touch this game either. I mean, weather conditions or not, I don't know. Don't bet this game. Oh no, do what you want. I'm not here to. I'm not your parent. I'm not your Cleveland parent and or guardian. But I guess I'd take the Jets here. I have no interest in this. I've contributed nothing here basically so far on the show. While these games are so bad, I don't know what else to say, and I'm scared.
Well, I don't know. You got us talking about Chick-fil-A and
Okay,
and stuff like that.
I'm trying. I'll have some more to say later, like in the Packers game.
Yes. Well, I look forward to that. Culver's, whatever that is.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna order some Culver. Oh, they're probably closed.
Yeah, I don't know why places close at midnight. It's ridiculous. It should be open all the time. If there wasn't any theft, they could be open all the time. You just take what you want and pay your money and leave. Right? It'd be great.
I'll work on that.
Yeah. I knew I would get Walt. Yeah, exactly. Patrick says, if it wasn't for that Bengals game, best game of the season. This has been the worst start to a week ever. These games have been so
I
boring.
know.
It's so
Games
bad.
suck. These games suck.
Yeah, Cardinals Rams is close, but it was such a poorly played game. It was tough to watch too. Rams is just a no show. Talk about like not reading motivation. Like I don't know why the Rams were a no show. I guess they were told that they were almost a lock to push the division with a win, because like I feel like people got confused by what the strength of victory was. But again, like they need the Packers to lose to the Bears next week. So that is if they if they lose to the Seahawks. If they beat the Seahawks next week, it's guaranteed. But still, Bengals game was poorly coached. Yeah, it was so poorly coached, especially on the Bengals side. Like wasted timeouts. Like just bad bad execution at the end. It's so terrible. What are you laughing about?
If any of you were expecting, you might be pregnant, look at the ad on the side.
Oh man, they got me.
I don't know why I just noticed that. Like between that and the Little Shop of Horrors.
Well, that's. I mean, look.
Thank you, Chris.
Walter football is, known for people who get the readers and known for to be pregnant.
Of
So
course.
yeah, like it's a great advertisement. I'm so glad to have it. I think we're like, I think like the analytics showed that like my readers are 93% male. But like I would say this like whenever I get a female emailer, like she knows her stuff. Kelly, for example, she was on the show twice during the summer to do fantasy drafts. She was originally like an emailer, like that's how I met her, and like we started talking.
That's cool.
Yeah, and like she's in like 4 fantasy leagues. She bets all the time. She live bets. Like she knows her stuff.
Oh wow.
And yeah, so like it's super rare for a woman to be in the football, but like if she is, from my experience, she loves it. And one of the emailers, I eventually started dating her. This girl Emily from Boulder. I mentioned her a few times,
Wow.
We dated for about a year, and I thought that was gonna end in like marriage. So like it's kind of crazy that it can happen that way. And she was like really knowledgeable in the football, like, and she knew like amongst her friends, like she knew more about football than her guy friends.
Walter football doesn't have policy against dating like the viewers or the readers?
No, I don't.
That's not against your organization's protocol or anything?
No, I went out on a date with another reader, which was
nice.
That was a long time. That was a long time ago. Not recently because I'm married now. And ironically, my wife hates football, so.
I don't think I knew that. She detests it, or
she hates it so much.
Really?
Yeah, it's like flames on the side of my face, heaving breaths. That's how she feels about football.
Oh wow.
Yep.
Wow. Sorry, I don't mean to distract everybody. I guess we can move on or read some more comments or whatever you got. Meanwhile, I'm gonna be browsing the McDonald's menu because now all this talk of fast food has got me. I think Culver's is closed.
Yeah.
Chicks
don't bother if not only. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's true. What sport does Mrs. Walter football like? Nothing. No sports. Nothing. She likes zombie shows.
That's a sport.
She likes Christmas rom-coms. She like those Hallmark movies.
You like to watch the Hallmark movies too?
I like to make fun of them. I've done that a couple times in Jerks of the Week. They're so formulaic too. It's like someone out of place goes into a town. They meet a girl who's it's usually like a guy who's out of place. Like he's either he came from the past or he was a snowman who came back to life. Real story, by the way. It's true. Actually, true. It's a true movie.
Snowman who came back to life.
Yeah. And he meets a girl who she's down under luck. She either had a husband who died or something, or she got out of a long relationship, and she's like, "Oh, we'll never find anyone." And then they meet, and then there's some kind of conflict. It says, like, for the snowman, for example, he might turn back into a snowman. It's a real movie, by the way. And then she's convinced that she has to try true love, and then they get together. So
text me that title. I'll check that one out.
I'll have to
Yeah,
When you talk about the next game, I will look it up. It is a real movie. It's about a guy who is a snowman. The woman put a magic scarf on him. She didn't know it was magic, but it was
he's a snowman or identifies as a snowman.
Both. I mean, he like the next morning he turned from a snowman into a real human. And then like he had all the attributes of a snowman. Like if he was near a fireplace, he would like start melting. Like not like really melting, but like his like body temperature would like skyrocket and he'd feel like super sick. So like he would have to like stand outside all the time. Like he was actually a real snowman.
Remember that kid from the Campbell Soup commercial? That old classic Campbell Soup. Tell me y'all remember this. When he comes in, he's like a snowman. He comes inside the house and like the mom makes like Campbell's chicken noodle soup. And as he's like sipping like the soup, he melts and it's like a little kid under there. I don't know why that they must have run that commercial like forever.
Yeah.
You remember that one?
Yeah, I think so. It's like vaguely familiar. Here it is. You can see
Hot Frosty. It's called. Frosty.
Yeah. Yep.
It's called Hot Frosty.
Yeah, Hot
Dude,
Frosty.
that sounds like a term you look up in the dictionary.
Yep. Yeah, this guy was a snowman. She put the scarf on him and became a real man.
Is it like discount Paul Rudd there? Who's playing Hot Frosty?
He was on 90210. That's how I know.
Oh, okay. I can't believe that's the name of the movie.
Yeah.
Oh, Cassandra's saying there's no reason for anyone to anything. You know what? I was just looking here. I haven't ordered anything, so maybe you talk me out of it. Has anyone never had? This sounds dumb because people rave about it, but the McRib. I've never eaten a McRib. Is it really like
not
good?
Either. I haven't either. I always wanted to try it.
I don't know. I feel like I might hate it.
I've heard people say it's great, and I've heard people say it's so overrated. So I don't know where to come in on it. I haven't tried it. I want to. And yeah, to go back to this, eat egg and muffins, Cassandra. Come on, egg and muffins are the best. Let's see here. Opposites attract. Yeah. Well, I mean, similarities attract too. I think like it's nice to have like some common interests. You know.
Remember that Paula Abdul song "Opposites Attract" in the music video with the cartoon wolf, dude? That was iconic for the 80s.
Yeah.
You remember that one?
Yeah.
Oh, what an iconic music video! But like you look back on it, like obviously it doesn't. You know, I love when people are like, "Oh, this aged like old milk." It's like, dude, like most things do. Like I don't know.
That's true.
But not Hot Frosty. Hot Frosty will always, you know, remain atop as a Christmas classic. Yes, thank you.
Yeah. Guys, check out it's actually not that bad. And like, you know, all these movies are the same. They're all the same.
It's actually not that bad.
It's really not that bad. It's okay. Like whatever.
We're gonna have interviews as the halftime show. We're gonna have interviews with the actors of Hot Frosty here. They're sponsoring this episode.
I actually didn't like the female actress. Like she's attractive, but I thought that like as an actress, I thought she did not do a good job. She didn't sell me on it. Like she had like a like she never had like an emotional like reaction at all to anything.
That's not Lacey Chabert, is it?
She had the same expression, like at every moment. It just didn't seem. Yeah, Lacey Chabert. Yeah,
is that her?
Yeah.
Oh no, that's Gretchen Wieners, man, from Mean Girls. Don't be hating on her.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, right. She does a lot of these movies. She does a lot of the Hallmark movies. It's kind of what she's known for now.
Okay, I didn't put two together. Yeah.
Oh, I love Gretchen Wieners. Yeah.
She's. I mean, she's attractive, but like as an actress, I think she's not good.
Well, maybe she just had one bad role. I mean, come on, not everyone's cut out to play the lead in Hot Frosty.
That's true. No, look, it could be the director. It's true. All right, yeah, didn't know you were dating all your readers. You're really getting foam over here. Yeah, sorry, sorry, Chris. Was Hot Frosty mechanic or a plumber? So here's the thing,
lumberjack.
For some reason, he knew how to do everything. Like he would watch stuff on TV and like he would know how to fix things. Like he watched I don't know, like he like watched like a plumber fix something, and so like he fixed like the toilet, and then like he watched someone fix a roof on TV, and then he fixed the roof in this girl's house.
He's probably he's probably one of those robot boyfriends or something.
Well, no, that was my movie plot that I made on Jerks of the Week, where I decided I would write a Hallmark movie. So I wrote I wrote a movie where a robot from the future came to the past, and he was actually really Nancy Pelosi was using him to get stock tips. So that's how she knew which stocks to play. So this robot came to the past, and he met this girl who just broke up with a boyfriend, and then they started dating. But then the robot had to go back into the past or back to the future, unless they really fell in love, unless it was true love. But then this girl had to talk to her great grandmother, who was a ghost in her house, and then the great grandmother convinced her. By the way, another real plot point for another. She had to be convinced to try this new love, and then they fell in love, and then he stopped being a robot. So that was
That's Hot Frosty 2, Boiling Point.
yes. I love how Walt would rather watch Hot Frosty than the WNBA game. Look, my wife made me watch it. I didn't. Not that
Well, hold on, but if you had to do it again, would you watch Hot Frosty again or a WNBA game?
I'd rather watch Hot Frosty again.
Oh, you know what? I've had it, man. You're lying.
Yes.
No more lies. You watch the WNBA game.
I'll just not get picked up by that. I should submit it. I think I submitted. That's why.
No.
I feel like Netflix will make it into a movie. My robot found
Yeah. I'd watch it.
Yeah. So Terminator, instead of killing people, the robot provides stock tips. Yeah, exactly.
Sounds like not too bad. Yeah, ever consider turning that into a business?
Yeah, right. I've never had McRib, and I don't want to try it. It might be McRad. It's probably McRad. So,
yeah, but I don't know. What else? Let me keep looking here. What else could I get? I mean, Cassandra, what do you usually get from McDonald's?
I don't think Cassandra eats McDonald's.
Yeah, I don't think Cassandra does either. All right, let's keep ripping along here.
Breece Hall over rushing yards, 47.5. He's hit that in 7 of the last 8 games. And the Bills have allowed a 50-yard rusher in 6 of their last 7. So, why is it only 47.5? I didn't get that. So, I like the Breece Hall over. Generally, you don't want rushing yard overs on underdogs of this magnitude, but Breece Hall is so good that he can get there. Panthers at the Buccaneers. Buccaneers are -8. I actually think that this has gone to -9, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it's gone to 9. So I actually think you should bet this now. If you want to bet it now, because it might go to 10 by kickoff. So no, Tampa, I think, is the right side. So it's funny. Last week we had Arizona on our cards, and it's a shame that we didn't get this news till Sunday. I actually got a text from a friend who's really into DFS and stuff like that. And so he texted me. It's the first text I saw when I woke up, and it said, "Yeah, the Cardinals have the flu." And I'm like, "Oh God!" We have the Cardinals. So I lowered my unit count. And they played like they had the flu for sure. And now the Panthers have the flu because they played the Cardinals. There are 5 Panthers with illnesses on the injury report, so we could see a sluggish game from them. And Tampa, this is a must-win. They are the better team, so better team plus motivation, usually a good strategy. Chuba Hubbard's out. The Panthers are down a lot of players, even without the illnesses. They're probably going to be down Taylor Moton, Josie Jewell, and a bunch of other guys. So I like Tampa a lot here to bounce back. What do you think?
Yeah, I like Tampa here too. That's always seems like the teams with illnesses always has that ever gone I think maybe one time it didn't work out for us when we went against the team that was supposedly sick.
Mm-hmm.
But nice, love to eat. You love to eat too McRibs. Wow,
Yeah.
I maybe I should try one. Maybe I will try one. But yeah, it is. I see Luke saying that the line's a little too big for you, but. I don't know. I mean, we know how bad this Carolina team, even though they played better, we know how low their floor is. The Bucs need this game, especially with, I feel like Washington has a good chance to beat the Falcons so they could regain the division. They're going to bring everything they have. And yeah, I'd side with the Bucs here. The Buccaneers.
Yeah, another reason, the Panthers, another bad team coming off a win, especially an overtime win. So people are, I feel like the defense of the Panthers here at +8 is the Chiefs and the Eagles, they almost lost to this Panthers team. But those teams didn't give full effort in those games. We saw Dallas give full effort against Carolina, and it was completely lopsided. So if the Panthers are playing a team that's not taking them seriously, yeah, they can cover. But I think the Buccaneers, especially because they almost lost to the Panthers the first time, and this game means so much, and they're coming off a loss themselves on national TV, I think they definitely bounce back here. So Denver's running backs versus Kansas City next week backups. Yeah, it's we'll see. We'll see about that. I don't know. I think Kansas City might play some of their starters next week for like a quarter and a half. That's like usually what happens. Mahomes insists on like wanting to play. But anyway, I have Bucky Irving over 80.5 rushing yards in this game. The Panthers are awful against the run. Plus, if they have the flu, they're not going to want to tackle this guy. So, Kansas City always plays first half. Yeah, it's going to be like a quarter and a half. They're going to leave the game with like 10 minutes left, or it's 8 minutes left in the second quarter or something. They always do that. All right, Cowboys at Eagles. This line was 9.5 or 10. It's down to 7. Well, it went down to 7. Now it's 7.5 because Jalen Hurts is out. But the Cowboys are not going to have CeeDee Lamb either. I don't know. Coming off a win on national TV, even though this is against the Eagles, like it's not Jalen Hurts. So I don't see this being like a Cowboys Super Bowl type game where they get up for it and like go all out. Like even if they beat the Eagles, it doesn't mean anything because the Eagles can just clinch the division next week too. So they're really not like ruining Philadelphia's season or anything by winning this game. So I don't see this being like a galvanizing game for Dallas. And I like the Eagles here. Not crazy about it. I probably won't even bet it. But anytime you have a great team with a backup quarterback, they generally rally around the quarterback. But at the same time, 7.5 still seems kind of high. Like I could just see the Eagles winning this game by 6 with like Pickett just leading the team to like 5 field goals and a touchdown. Like Dallas can get in there with a backdoor cover or something. I still would take the Eagles if I had to, but again, it's not really a game I'm looking forward to betting. The only side I love in the early stage is Tampa. So, what do you think about this game?
Yeah, I like the Eagles here, especially at that number. I definitely think there's merit to your point with that they could easily backdoor, with Pickett, but I don't know, especially given that like the Cowboys have been playing a little bit better. I think 7 to me it seems like Vegas is really trying to get. Where's the money going on this one? Because it seems like they're trying to get you to take Dallas here.
The money is on. It's about even.
Oh, okay.
54% Eagles. There is some sharp money on Dallas. And really, I mean, like the sports books don't really care where the public's going to go. It's all about where the sharps are going to go. That's Jeffrey Benson of the director of the Circa was talking about that a lot this week. Someone was saying that like, hey, why aren't you worried about all this public money? He's like, no, we don't care. It's like we only care about sharp money, like where that's going. And like the sportsbook actually bans sharp bettors. Like they'll never ban public bettors, So that's where they care.
Oh yeah, no, then that makes sense. What Luke's here is saying he's got 10.5 when he had a good idea that Hurts wasn't playing, but then CeeDee Lamb. Yeah, that's another reason I don't. Obviously Dallas doesn't look as good here. I like the Eagles. I think they'll win by double digits actually.
I can see it. Yeah, like I said, I would take the Eagles if I had to. Sorry, came in talking about the.
Oh no, we brought it up.
Yeah, I bet you like backup quarterbacks and good teams. I do, but not when they're playing elite defenses. Dallas's defense has been top 5 with Parsons. So if it's against like a mediocre, worse defense, I love it. If it's against another elite defense, then I don't want to like really touch it, especially when the line's so high. Kansas City rest starters in 2020. Yeah, no, they used to, but it's recently they have not done it. Mahomes insists on playing even the preseason. He'll play preseason games. He just wants to be out there. Like I don't know what changed, but and I guess like when you win 3 Super Bowls, you can do whatever you want. So that's basically what he wants to do. Andy Reid used to bench his starters all the time. We talked about it on Wednesday. And Kenny pointed out that in 2004, the Eagles are so far ahead of everyone in the NFC that Andy Reid sat his starters in week 16 and 17, and then they had the bye. So like a lot of the starters didn't play for a full month, and yet they still went to the Super Bowl. So like the rust wasn't a factor, and I believe they covered both spreads in the playoffs. Actually, they covered all 3 because they had the backdoor cover in the Super Bowl against the Patriots. So anyway, so what's the thing here? So, CeeDee Lamb affecting it. Yeah, I think it'll be okay. They don't have cluster injuries at receiver. Obviously, Lamb's so talented, but it's only one player. If it was like multiple receivers, I'd worry about it. But they still have Cooks. Turpin, I think, could have a decent game. He's so explosive. We'll see what they do with him, but I'm kind of interested in what they do with in like how they game plan without Lamb. While I'm loving Irving over 100 plus 155. Yeah, it seems pretty good. I think he should be able to hit it. I think he's gonna have a massive game. What about the division wrench for Dallas? They're playing better, and the backup quarterback has had a few games to get a rhythm. But again, like the Eagles don't have the starting quarterback. They're coming off a win themselves. Again, bad teams come off of wins, usually not good. Um, and really, if this were a game that could ruin Philadelphia's season, I think they'd get up for it. But like, really, even if they beat the Eagles, like, who cares? The Eagles will still be in the same spot next week. In fact, they could still clinch the division if Washington loses later that day. So it's like this really doesn't affect them at all. Because the Chiefs are going to be stunned if Mahomes plays. I mean, the last couple times in the final week of the season, he's played when the seeding hasn't mattered. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see, I guess. But anyway, let's get to the late slate. There are 2 4:00 games. So we have the Dolphins at the Browns. This says the Dolphins are favored by 6.5. If you haven't heard, Tua Tagovailoa is doubtful to play. So again, like, of course Tua gets hurt. I don't know if Tom. I don't know if you heard that controversy, the of course controversy that happened earlier in the week.
I don't know that I did.
Yeah. So real fast, I got into a fight on Twitter with Christian Watson's dad.
Oh, I did see that.
As I said, Watson gets hurt, of course. Like was not referencing like his injury history. Was referencing the fact that we had a couple of players get hurt due to prop betting. Anyway.
Yeah, I did see that.
Yeah. So yes, as Huhaim says, Skylar Thompson is also active. Yeah, I think that Huntley will play. Anyway, so we have the Dolphins. They went down to 3 and they got bet up to 3.5, which is fair, I guess. I don't really want any part of the Dolphins with backup quarterbacks. We saw that earlier in the year. Mike McDaniel is an awful coach. I feel like he's gotten lucky with Tua and all the great playmakers he has offensively, and like, yeah, he can scheme open these guys sometimes, but for some reason he couldn't do it with Huntley or Skylar Thompson or Tim Boyle. There are 2 games when Tua was out that Alec Ingold has had as many touches as Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle combined. Not both, like not each individually, like combined. Like, there's no excuse for that. Like, not even once, but like twice. There's no excuse for that at all. So I think I don't want to be on the Dolphins, but then again, the Browns are trying to lose on purpose because they bench Winston to go to DTR. So I would be on Miami here if I had to, but again, this is another game that looks terrible. So what do you think about this game?
I still like the Dolphins no matter who's at quarterback. I mean, Dorian Thompson-Robinson, I don't mean to, like jump on here, but I mean, he's shown us absolutely nothing. I mean, 7 points might be enough to cover this, or 10 points, which I think Miami could still get. I just don't have any faith in Cleveland's quarterback, whatsoever. So 10 points might be enough to cover this. I think the Dolphins can get that. I would take the Dolphins regardless of who's under center. So
yeah, I don't have a player prop in this game. I would have liked Tua if I would have liked Johnny Smith if Tua were playing. But I can't trust it with Tyler Huntley. I missed, by the way, the Devontae Smith over player prop in the other one in the game that we just discussed. And it has to do with, it's more of like a narrative based, because remember Saquon Barkley dropped that ball on the 3rd down against the Falcons.
Yeah.
The next game he exploded against the Saints, 140 yards and 2 touchdowns. And then you had, sorry to bring this up again, Jonathan Taylor drops the ball short of the goal line. Next game, he runs for 210 yards and 3 touchdowns. Devontae Smith dropped the ball. The Eagles would have won the game. And then they lost because of it. I think he's going to rebound here. Now, granted, he's not as talented as Barkley and Taylor, but still, and it's a different position. But still, he's still a good player. So I think you'll get over 45.5 receiving yards. So it's a low number. I know Pickett sucks. But he should still get there over 45.5.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, this stinks for betting and DFS. Yeah, at least we have a free square in Tajay Spears at least. Although I don't really like free squares. Kind of makes it harder to get everything else right. Didn't fact check this, but I heard AJ Brown had 60% target share when Pickett came in, 18 targets. Yeah, that could be based on the opponent too. Don't forget that. Brown was just owning Marshawn Lattimore. It was ridiculous. Dolphins are likely to win. It just creates this drama situation from last week with Miami still in the hunt. Yeah, it's just like if you're a Dolphins fan, how disappointed are you? Like Tua gets hurt again. Like this is an of course situation because he's always hurt. He's always hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're Miami, you're just so frustrated. You're like, I want this guy out already. You keep getting hurt. You could have had Justin Herbert. Just bad. Roger says for tomorrow, I've got Packers +2, under 49, Falcons +4, Panthers +10, over 49, and Dallas +10 on my picks on the board. Okay. Well, we disagree on the Panthers. I like Tampa. But the other ones, I can get behind the other ones, although Atlanta, I disagree with as well. We'll get to that in a second. But yeah, so I mean, good luck with your bets, Roger.
Yeah, good luck.
All right, so second of the late slate, Packers at Vikings. The Vikings are favored by 1. This is your account, right? I mean, you're the Packer fan. We both like this game. And so do you want to kick things off and tell us why you like the Packers?
It's just time to admit that Green Bay is the best team in the league right now.
Best team? Okay.
Yeah, they're going to win the Super Bowl. Or they're definitely going to make it out of the NFC. I can just feel the momentum. I'll be shocked if they don't. I think they're going to run a clinic here against Minnesota. Kind of like they did, what was it, a couple years ago? Late in the season, like I think Minnesota beat them the first time, and then they beat them in a blowout late in the season a couple years ago. It's going to be like that. I think this is going to be like 37-17 or something.
Wow. Okay.
Green Bay is just so deep. I've been saying it all year, and I know I'm a homer because they're my team, but I think if they play the Lions again in the playoffs, I think they're going to beat them. Yep. I don't know, especially because they lost to them twice already. And now the Eagles have some question marks. Hurts is hurt. I think they're going to go to the Super Bowl, and I think they're really going to make a statement here. My favorite pick of the week, Green Bay, and they're underdogs here, so only by 1. But I love them. It's my favorite play this week.
It's my favorite play too. I love the Packers. They are the better team. The Vikings without Christian Darrisaw have not beaten. They've only beaten one team higher than Group C in their 8 games since Darrisaw got hurt. That team was last week against Seattle, and they barely won that game. They got outgained in yards and yards per play. Felt like Seattle had a decent chance to win that game. And if you just want to look at common opponents, which it's not like a foolproof strategy to do that, but it's so recent. Like Green Bay went into Seattle and just walloped them. It wasn't even close. And then the next week, Minnesota comes into Seattle and almost loses. So like Minnesota has the better record. Like the only reason why the Packers aren't favored is because of the records. The Packers should be favored by a field goal or more. I think the EPA numbers even say like Packers should be -4. I have it at Packers -2.5. So the average together is either 3 or 3.5. So I agree with you totally. I think Green Bay just seems like a great side here. It sucks that we're not getting like a field goal or anything, but like this is priced this way for a reason. If in any other situation, if you have a 13-2 favorite at home, even against a team that's 11-4, like they're favored by 3 or more. But the fact that they're not just shows you that I think Green Bay is the right side.
Yeah, I really love it here. Where's the money going on this one?
It is going to slightly in Packers. Nothing substantial.
That's not too bad then. Yeah, I really love it. I would be nervous to play them if I was any other team in the NFC. Yes, I know I am biased, but there's just a lot of question marks with Detroit. I don't know. I feel like Detroit's been, other than the Buffalo game, they've been like winning the games, but like they're definitely mortal too,
Yeah.
And like the first time Green Bay played them, Love was, not 100%. That last game, they were definitely within striking distance. They probably could have won that game. Ooh, I just think if they get another shot at them, I think they'll do it. So we'll see what happens here. I'm very excited though.
Yeah. What do you think about what Chris says? I do hope the NFC title games, Packers Eagles, it'll move the result. You ready for another Friday night game on Peacock?
Oh, I love that. Yeah. This time Green Bay will win.
I think it's close. You said definitely get there. I think Packers, Eagles, Lions are pretty even altogether, despite like the Packers having the worst record of the three. I think they're all very close. In fact, I had a $50 bonus bet that I don't know why I got it from some sportsbook. I think it was on Bet Rivers. Maybe they were apologizing to me for treating me poorly on Twitter, but they gave me a $50 bonus bet, and I put it on the Packers to win the Super Bowl at 12-1.
Nice.
So yeah, that's what I've been doing with all my bonus bets. Like I was on the Lions a lot earlier when their odds are better than when they were favored. I switched to either the Chiefs or the Bills, and now I'm putting on the Packers. So I have a bunch of free money coming in, hopefully, unless like some random team wins it. Like if the Chargers win, like I won't win anything.
Oh, how about I love the Superchargers or the Bengals. Oh,
they have no receivers outside of McConkey. Like
yeah,
I don't know. Their offense looks so stagnant sometimes.
Something crazy happens though.
It could, yeah, it could.
Yeah, Superchargers.
Yeah, I mean, look, they're a good team. Like if they won it, I wouldn't be like totally shocked. I'd be a little bit surprised, but I wouldn't be totally shocked.
You wouldn't be totally shocked by the Chargers?
There's no words carefully there. I got Green Bay early in the week. I was anticipating being quite disinjured. Quite disinjured. I didn't see anything in the injury report. I know Jair Alexander and Quay Walker are out, but I don't think that's a big deal. They don't have any cluster injuries as far as I know. I don't think it's that bad. I've terrible feeling someone's getting hurt in that Packer Viking game though.
Well, I hope you're wrong.
Yeah. Hopefully, hopefully we don't see any injuries. You never want to see injuries. Let's see. Let's say I tend to agree. Green Bay can beat the Lions given their long list of IRs that Detroit has collected. Yeah, that's true. Detroit right now is not as good as they were even in the second Packer matchup. Maybe they'll move the game to Peru. They get maybe. I feel like Goodell would have a game on the dark side of the moon at 3 a.m. if he could like make money off of it. That's all he wants. Vikings surprise team in 2024. Yeah, for sure. I mean, Kevin O'Connell deserves to win Coach of the Year, but I don't think they're as good as the record says. Chargers look like $1 million compared to those games without Dobbins this league. Yeah, Dobbins' return definitely makes them better for sure. They need Desmond Perriman back too to help that run defense. Thing with the Chargers was their pace of play. They're going to be in every game. Yeah, I guess. Well, the Ravens blew them out too. So, how have the Chargers done against top tier teams this year? What do you think? How have they done against Group A teams? Do you know? Actually,
the Group A teams, your idea. I'm not sure. I mean, I can imagine the teams you have in there, but the Superchargers. Well, they've lost to the Kansas City Chiefs twice. I know that.
It's a trick question because they haven't played a team against Group A yet. So against Group B, though, they lost to the Steelers 20-10, but Herbert got injured in that game. They lose to the Chargers 17-10 in Week 4. Herbert was limping around in that game, and they didn't have a bunch of their players. They lose to the Ravens 30-23, but that was garbage time touchdown that they got. And then they lose to the Chiefs 19-17. This is all before the Chiefs got rolling here. I currently have the Chiefs in Group A, but when the Chargers played them, they were in Group B. So the Chargers they haven't been that tested yet this year, and when they have been somewhat tested, they haven't lived up to the challenge. 0-4 against teams in Group B. They've done all their damage against Group D. They've had 5 games against Group D and 2 games against Group F. They are 7-0 straight up and against the spread against those teams. They've kicked the crap out of these bad teams all year, and they're not going to play any Group D teams in the playoffs. That doesn't exist. They're going to be. It's going to be a lot different here for the playoffs. I think they're a good fate in coming to the playoffs.
Well, you might be shocked later on when they show up at the Super Bowl. So
yeah. So I'll be energized if that happens. Christian to Watson. oh no! You're sound the alert. Mr. Tim Watson is on the prowl. He's going to send you some hate mail here. I still can't believe what a clown that guy is. I can't believe Christian Watson tweeted out boycott Walter football. Did he actually say that?
Really?
Did he say that? I know I interacted with Tim Watson. I don't know if Christian Watson said that. I don't know. Maybe you're yanking my chain here, but I don't know. Does Christian Watson even have the Twitter? Yeah, he does. I'm gonna look to see if he actually said that. I don't know. You could be fooling me here. Anyway, I'm gonna look. I'm gonna look during the next game. Only way to count is to get endorsement.
What do we got here? The Falcons and the Washington Commanders.
Okay, Watson tweets fake news. Okay. Okay, you got me. You got me. I was gonna look. Thank you for telling me. All right, next game is Falcons at the Redskins. The line was 4, now it's down to 3.5. So looks like the Falcons or sharp money's on Atlanta. I actually like the Redskins here. I think they're the better team. I think they have motivation on their side because they can clinch the playoffs with this win. The only caveat here is that if Tampa loses to Carolina, Washington will have clinched already. So they'll have lost their motivation here if that happens. So I wouldn't bet this game until I know that happened. But yeah, I mean, you can correlate that parlay, but too, by the way, if you think the Panthers have a good chance, you could parlay the Panthers money line with the Atlanta money line, and I think that makes a lot of sense. Otherwise, if Washington needs to win to get to the playoffs, I think they'll do it. I don't trust Michael Penix on the road in his first game on the road against a defensive coach like Dan Quinn. It just feels like a recipe for disaster. I do like the Bijan Robinson matchup. I'll say that. But no, I do think Washington's the better team here, so I don't want to fade Atlanta. Although I do think, like, the one thing that's keeping me like really off this game, and I will be betting Washington for a little bit, but like keeping me from a big play on this game is like I find this to be unbelievable. Since Atlanta's bye in Week 12, they have the number 1 defense according to EPA, like the number 1 defense. Like I don't know where this came from. Their pass rush has gotten so much better. They were second worst in pressure rate before the bye. And now they are just their pressure rate is skyrocketed. So I don't know what they did during the bye week, but whatever they did defensively worked a lot. So yeah, so I think this could be a close game, but I would take Washington. What do you think about this one?
I don't know. I guess I'll go with the Falcons because I'm in love with Michael Penix Jr. You know, I think he's gonna really show up and show out. I think I don't know. Like Washington really hasn't been. Yeah, okay, they came back against the Eagles, sure, but you know, that's if Hurts was in that game, you know, it's a very, you know, I think that's a very different story. But I don't know. I could see this being a field goal game. I do hear your concerns about Penix's first game on the road. It could be a disaster. You're not wrong, but I don't know. I have a feeling this game is going to be close. The Falcons definitely need to win too because, you know, they're basically in the driver's seat if they win. Yeah, if they win out, they have the same record as Tampa, right?
Yeah. So right. So yeah, Tampa loss clinches it. So they could play for the 6th seed, but if the Packers win, then they're not playing for the 6th seed.
Right. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Give me the Falcons. I'll take the Falcons on this one.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I get it, but I'm curious to see how that defense holds up because it's been ranked highly. You know, I know they played the Raiders and the Giants, but they also played the Vikings and the Chargers too. So it's not like they've had all bad teams since the bye. Okay, so yeah, Falcons upset of the week. Interesting. Yeah, everyone seems to like the Falcons here. I feel like I'm on an island here at the Redskins. Seems the difference between playing the Eagles, Lions, Vikings, and playing the Rams, Falcons, Bucks in the wild card round. Yeah. Back we talking about the 6th seed versus the 5 seed, or no, it's 7 seed versus 6 seed. Yeah, it's true. But then again, if the Packers win, then they can't get it. So they can't get the 6 with the Packers win. Yeah, it requires the Packers lose to the Bears. Okay, interesting.
That ain't happening. The rate that's Bears. Oh my god.
I know. Yeah. All right. So the last game, Monday Night Football, Lions at the 49ers. Lions are favored by 3.5. It's an interesting thing in this game. If the Vikings beat the Packers, then this game is meaningless for Detroit because the NFC North would come down to their Week 18 meeting. But if the Vikings lose to the Packers, then Detroit will clinch the number 1 seed with a win here. So Depends on how those games go. However, Dan Campbell came out and said that they're going to try hard no matter what. And usually I'm like, okay, coach said something, can't trust it. I feel like I trust Dan Campbell. Like I feel like when he says something like that, I think that he will follow through with it. So I think the Detroit will go out all out here because they lost to the Niners in the playoffs. They hate this team. They circled this game on their schedule and it came out. And then you have the Niners here. Their offensive line is a disaster. Like they're already missing Trent Williams. They're going to be down their starting guard, Aaron Banks. They're going to be down their starting replacement left tackle. And their right tackle is questionable after barely practicing all week. So, man, like, I don't know how they're going to block Detroit, like a motivated Detroit team, apparently. The Niners last week allowed 120 rushing yards to the Dolphins, who don't run the ball on anyone. And if you can't stop the run, like, how are you going to beat Detroit? Because all Detroit wants to do is run the ball. So I love the Lions this week. I think they win very easily. This is my favorite play outside of the Packers this week. What do you think?
I like the Lions too. Everyone here knows who's been watching us for a while. I freaking hate the 49ers. Yeah, Mike Hartle says they're checked out. I feel like they have too. What a disappointing season for them. And I know they battled a lot of injuries, much to my, I'm happy to, I not that, I don't want players to get injured, but I hate the 49ers. I'm glad they're not going to make the playoffs. But yeah, I don't see why, like you said with Dan Campbell, they're never going. I don't think they're ever. I do believe them. I think they're going to keep the cinder block on the gas pedal as much as they can. That's their MO in a way. So I really like the Lions here as well. Maybe not as much as you do, but I would definitely take them. I don't see what the 49ers motivation here is really, because they're eliminated now. Yeah.
Yeah. How is it only 3.5? Yeah. It's I don't know. I feel like it's because, well, I know it's not a trap, but I just feel like it's because there's a chance that like this game doesn't mean anything technically, but as Dan Campbell said, it does mean something. This line's gone to 4 as well, so at least I think it is. No, it did go to 4. It's down to 3.5 again, so it did get bet down. Again, it's like there's no traps. Like it's all about what the sharps are doing. Like they don't want to like make this line too large because I feel like they think the sharps will come in the Niners. So Lefty likes the Niners. I would love to know why. Please tell us. I just can't really.
Okay, let's hear it.
Get behind it. Alt line minus
Walt lines, yeah.
The Walt lines, have to bring that back. I was actually looking for some last week, and no, they didn't let me parlay the Walt lines. I did the first time, and they didn't let me parlay it the second time. So, I don't know. Jared Goff isn't in a dome. This might be an upset. Plus, Niners can tag at Arizona. I feel like Jared Goff's not a factor in this game. They're just gonna be able to run all over the Niners and play great defense against the Niners. And like Goff wasn't a factor last week. Goff had a good game against the Lions, against the Bears last week, in worse conditions than we'll have here. Like he was playing in cold weather last week, and this game was gonna be like 55 degrees and partly cloudy. Like this is almost gonna feel like the dome for him. So it's usually like Goff in bad weather is bad news, but Goff in like fine conditions outdoors is just as good as he is indoors. So I'm not worried about that.
He's an outdoor cat too,
Yeah. Stanley asking, hey Walter and Quacky, do you think it's a smart move for the Giants to find Joe Shane and Brian Daboll? I feel like Daboll hasn't had a chance to do anything. He's been with Daniel Jones and like terrible quarterbacks otherwise. So like, what's the point of hiring Daboll and just pairing him with terrible quarterbacks and then firing him? Like, I don't know. Like maybe he's not a good coach, but at least he got the Giants to the playoffs that one year when they were not a good team. So I'd like to see him with a good quarterback. Shane can go. I don't know, but still, I would not let go of Daboll. There's no real reason to do so. What do you think?
I don't know. They better do something though.
Well, they're gonna get Shedeur Sanders in the draft.
Oh, I mean, what if they, what if they take what's his name, Booty, General John Booty, or
they're not gonna take Booty. They're gonna take Shedeur Sanders and or maybe if they like Cam Ward better, but I think it's gonna be Shedeur Sanders here. And Daboll's actually gonna have a franchise quarterback. So like at least see what Daboll does with a good quarterback before you make the decision. Like I really don't see the point of I should have said Edward for San Bianco instead of Cognazo. Yeah, I know. I already used that word though. It was like not as bad foresight on my part. I'm sorry, Chris. That was disappointing. Um, we have a super chat, 199. Can't make
Hey,
Eagle.
thank
Thank you
you,
so
Can't Make
much.
an Eagle.
Thank you so much, Can't make Eagle. Says
Appreciate that.
Dallas plus 15 and Carolina plus 14. Am I nuts?
I don't think so.
See, the problem here is that you're not getting any key numbers with teasing up Dallas, and you're not getting any key numbers with Carolina. Now I know like 14 is somewhat of a key number. You're not getting any 3, 6, or 7s. But that's how you get value in a teaser. Um, I wouldn't do this. I really don't like
Oh,
it.
okay.
I don't like it. Now
Wow.
it could hit, but like if Dallas can lose by 8, they can lose by 20 against the Eagles. Same thing with the Panthers. Like this, like remember what the Panthers did against the Cowboys? They just got smoked. Like once you get above 7, all those key numbers just fly out the door, and like you don't have anything to lean on anymore. I would say something I have started to do. I'm 6-0 on these, and I haven't posted these plays online because I don't have access to this particular sports book. Evan does on Tuesday. So Evan's done this for me. 4 team 13-point teasers at minus 130. I'm
Hmm.
6-0 with these.
Okay.
What I've done is like take favorites of less than 6. So like for example, today I had Chargers tease it from -4 to +9. Like in what universe is Justin Herbert losing to the Patriots by more than 9? You know, and then the next game, Bengals, I took them from -3.5 to +9.5. Like, in what universe is Joe Burrow losing by 10 to Bo Nix? Like, not happening.
Hmm.
I even did like I wasn't a huge fan of this. I did Rams plus -6.5 to +6.5. I wanted the 7, but still didn't get it. But still, like I felt like how are the Rams losing by touchdown to the Cardinals? Like not happening. So I think is like you like as long as you're careful with these, like it seems like pretty foolproof. It's minus 130 big to do this, so it's not like
That's not too terrible though.
yeah, it's not that bad. There's 6 point teasers are minus 120 in certain
Hmm.
sports books, so minus 130 is not bad. Yeah, like I said, 6-0 with these so far. So if you have access to these 4 team 13-point teasers, then I would highly recommend them. Um, anyway,
Okay, good to know.
all right. Let's a few more comments that we can call the show. Golf used to the Cali weather. Yeah.
Hmm.
Would you say is the worst team in the NFL? I think the Giants because they're intentionally losing, and they have severe offensive line issues, and they can't stop. Like their defense is not that good. Outside of neighbors, they have no receivers. Yeah, I think it's the Giants, but you could argue the Jaguars or the Saints with Rattler. I'm sorry, Tom, but yeah, you could argue that.
I'm
But
gonna. I'll actually. Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
I was done talking.
Oh, I'll say the Bears. Actually, I think any team in the NFL would beat the Bears right now. The way they're playing.
I feel like the Bears beat the Giants. I don't know.
Maybe. I mean, yeah, they definitely could, but I just feel like that's just been such that whole situation is just like it couldn't. They couldn't have imagined it going any worse. Yeah, I just feel like this season for them. Well, I mean, I guess
Uh,
that's not true. They started out 4-2, but it's like they're horrible. They're horrible. It's
in
just
in
like
in defense of the Bears, they've only played 3 teams worse than Group C all year. 2 teams against Group D and 1 against Group F. And so like they've gotten smoked recently, but ever since like their past, let's see, their past. This is pretty brutal here. Since week 11, they played the Packers Group A. They played the Vikings Group B. They played the Lions Group A. They played the Niners Group C. They played the Vikings Group B. They played the Lions Group A, and they played the Seahawks Group B. So
mm,
they've looked awful, but they played this. This is such
yeah.
a tough schedule stretch for them. But it doesn't matter because they're playing against the Packers Group A next week. It's such a shame that like the season could get going and like we had like Bears versus like a Group D team. I would be all over the Bears there because it's such a step down in competition.
Mm,
Um, I mean, you're right. I mean, they have looked pitiful, but like at least they have some stuff going on. They have good receivers. They have Swift has had some good moments this year.
mhm.
They have a pass rush. They have some good players in the secondary. Like they have, I have them in Group D. Like they're okay. In some aspects, they're terrible. In some aspects, like they're a below average team. I don't think they're an awful team though. and like the fact that like they almost beat the Seahawks on Thursday. They almost beat the Lions on Thanksgiving. Like they haven't been blown out in every game. But I do think the change in the coaching staff really made them worse though.
Yeah.
I'll say that.
Well, can't get any worse. So
yeah. Hand size the concern for Goff. Yeah, then precipitation. Yeah, that's for sure because he has smaller hands, as John says. There's also the site of the Lions' epic NFC title game out there. Exactly. I think this is a revenge game for sure.
Good point too.
Yeah, Lions already beat up. Lions are bet up. I like the Niners plus 3.5 and the Falcons. The 2 upsets. Okay.
Oh, wow. Good luck. Good luck.
Did you guys see the 65-yard touchdown to bomb Knicks through today? Yeah, I didn't know that he had that in him too. That was
Knicks is the man.
No, Marvin Mims is the man. I had all his Rainmaker cards. Anyway, just super show. Great job. Such coverage. So Jets, Saints, Colts, Bucks, Titans, Eagles, Dolphins, Packers, Falcons, and the Lions. Okay. Yeah, I mean, we differ on some of the picks, like Falcons, Redskins. It's one of them. But yeah, thank you so much, Ron. Quacky, what universe is Michael Penix losing to Jaden Daniels?
Exactly.
Yeah, it's true. I made that bet before I knew Lamb was out and Pollard was on IR. It sucks. Cowboys minus 13. Take that all day. Did you mean plus? I think you mean plus 13.
Good luck.
Yeah. Imagine Purdy being inspired by Iowa State's 42-41 win. I don't know if that's good. He needs that to be inspired. He shouldn't be in the NFL. Bears really need one more win so they don't get a good draft pick. It's true. How about Raiders is the worst team? Well, they just beat the Jaguars though. It's supposed to be sunny in Santa Clara. Well, it's gonna be clear at night, but yeah, still. Printed dumpster fire. Caleb's still in the pocket. He just that time management is so bad. Like I don't know. That needs to improve. Bears really need to improve their OL, but Caleb needs to help his OL. Yeah, exactly. That's true. Caleb is at fault for that too. People are making fun of the Packers for liking Nix, and now Nix looks like a pretty dang good quarterback. We'll see. I don't know. Mac Jones is good as a rookie too, and then he just fell off. Like these older quarterbacks, like they don't have the upside as like the younger quarterbacks. So we'll see if that keeps going. Thank you, Ron.
Yeah, appreciate it.
And then what's your take on DK Millie Maker last week winner having Penix and Boutte in it? Yeah, like they had Penix as their quarterback in the Millie Maker lineup. Penix had like six fantasy points, but he was only like 4,500. So you could get everything else you wanted to in it. It just goes to show that if you find like viable players you could play a low salary, then you just have to do it, So just get all the great players otherwise in there. So what about Caleb's yards versus the Bears punter?
Oh my gosh.
Falcons. Okay. All right, guys. That's about it. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit like, subscribe, comment below, share this video. Visit the link in the description for the merch store. Especially thank you to Can't Make an Eagle for the $1.99 super chat. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it. Good luck on all your bets, guys. Tomorrow, I should say. Actually, it's later on today. So we'll be back next week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, as always. Again, I'll be live on New Year's Eve for you guys tuning in. I don't know. Well, Tom said he volunteered as a co-host, so we know we'll have a co-host of some sort. So we'll have fun on New Year's Eve no matter what. But yeah, regular schedule otherwise. I hope you guys have a great night. Tom, do you have anything to plug before we head out?
Oh yeah, the Twitch. I'm back, baby. I did a few streams. Yeah, we were out there honking. Nice. It's basically just the same nonsense, that you see me, dishing out on here while I play Rocket League, and that's pretty much all I play anymore. But yeah, I hope to see you there. I know a few of you have joined before. I appreciate it, and so it was good to hang. Walt, thanks for having me on as always.
Yeah. Love these shows with you, Tom. So, by the way, Quacky has 99 followers on Twitch. Can someone subscribe to get to 100?
Give me the 100 milestone.
Look. Even if you don't like Rocket League, Tom has great conversations on there when he's streaming live. So it's always fun. If I'm not working, usually I'm working, but if I'm not working, I always pop in and try to stir up something too. So guys, definitely subscribe to Quacky _T on Twitch.
Appreciate it.
with last question. Quackmaster T, do you ever play Duck Hunt on Twitch?
No, but I should. Yeah, that would be. I could be liable there. You know what I have played before on a stream is Number Munchers. Do you remember Number Munchers? It was like that educational game.
Number Munchers, word Munchers, yeah.
Yeah, Word Munchers too. Yeah, I did stream Number Munchers once. It was fun, but I've been doing Rocket League every now and then. Like I did like Arkham Asylum. If you like the Batman games, I used to do speed runs of Super Mario World, but I haven't done one in a long time. But yeah, it's for the conversation more than anything. Go ahead, Walt.
You should do some like random games. I don't know. I don't know. I'll try to like think of some that might be interesting.
Yeah, like Super Ghouls and Ghosts.
Yeah, or like Willie Beamish. I think that'd be fun, or something. Oregon Trail, yeah.
The Oregon Trail would be good.
Some of those old games, like where you don't really have to concentrate and you just like.
Exactly. I'll take it into consideration. I will.
Yeah, all the classic Mario games are awesome.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Once again, thank you so much for listening. We'll be back on Tuesday, and good luck with everyone with all your bets tomorrow and Monday. And I will talk to you later.
All right. Thanks, guys.